All right. Hey, man, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, what we lose?
no, no, I'm hearing mad echoes.
Uh oh. On my end,
No, no,
through everything else?
you don't hear that, huh?
No,
Why? Oh, wait, what is?
no, I do not.
Check, check, check.
Mic check.
Something's disturbing. Well, let's see what
Uh,
the people say. Can the
yeah.
people?
Ask them. Ask them if they hear an echo.
Tick, TikTok's got a problem.
Oh, dude, TikTok has had multiple problems. Last night, I kept cutting in and out, and then it got really windy, and where I was a bad spot for wind as far as where I was sitting. So I ended up, I didn't want to get hit with a widowmaker. I ended up coming back here and I ended up trying to go live and I couldn't even get live. And then I just gave up and was like, you know what? I'm taking the rest of the night off. I'm done. I wasn't even gonna.
Hold
My
on, I'm just.
mental state last night couldn't deal with it, so I was like, I'm done.
Oh, that's yeah, it's weird. It's so the TikTok. All right. Well, TikTok's off, but I'm still hearing an echo, which I don't understand why.
Mm. You're hearing it through your headphones.
Yeah. Yes.
What the chat said.
They don't hear the echo. It sounds good through them. Where are you guys watching? You guys all on YouTube? So YouTube sounds good. I wonder if there's an echo on Instagram.
Oh, I don't know. I checked, but I'm using my personal phone. My personal phone's the only thing that's connected to the internet now. Everything else is disconnected.
All right, just give me 2 minutes. How you been? What's been going on in the world of paranormal?
You know, the usual. The usual. Talking to spirits. That's about it. You know, we had a lot of activity at the tower the other night for the bonus. I ended up going on about 3:30, 4 in the morning. It just started getting crazy
What happened?
over there. And just voices. You can hear voices upstairs on the third floor, people walking, just all sorts of just slamming doors, all sorts of wild stuff. And the spirit chatter was just on point. They were just talking about everything I was talking and responding, and it was just you could tell whatever was going on. It was we were tuned in, so it was pretty wild. Other than that, crazy, crazy things happening at cemeteries. Been a lot of people calling the cops. We were at Letchworth the other night. We had someone call the cops a bunch of times, trying to get us kicked out of there. After the final time, they were like, "Yeah, you guys got to go." People keep calling.
Yeah, you
So
mentioned that. That's weird.
yeah, yeah, it's just haters. Part of the gig. That's why I keep telling people I can't go in those buildings. If I go in those buildings, I'm gonna get arrested. It's not like I'm not a small fry that can just hop on live and go in those buildings and no one's got to worry about them calling the cops. You know, people will take any opportunity to bring me down, but that's just the way it is.
All right, well, TikTok is not working today, guys. So it's not responding. TikTok Studio. So
Yeah, they're having a lot of issues. So it's
let's
been
stop that.
it's almost like they're changing servers. You know,
Uh,
so,
maybe.
you know, it's almost like they're changing servers.
I wonder if I'm getting the reverb from the OBS trying to play it.
Maybe.
Then how do I not hear? I don't want to hear this. Check, check. Can you hear me if I do talk like this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I hear you just fine.
So weird, man.
Yeah.
We'll have to figure this out some other time, but it's distracting, man. I might have to just stop it and let it go where we normally go so we can get into the business of Splintered Spirits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and we have an episode for them.
Yeah, man. Listen, sorry for the delay here, guys. As I'm trying to figure things out, I'm gonna. You know what's? Well, this is crazy now. Check, check. All right,
Probably
so it's
everybody. Let me ask
clearly
something.
an OBS issue.
Yeah. What I
Guys,
see on my screen, right? They can see. Correct?
um, like no, they're looking at it. It's however YouTube looks at it. You know, in like the main screen. They can't see the side chat or the full. Or maybe no, they can see their own chat on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Well, because I was wondering, they're probably scanning this room right now because they probably have never seen both the mirrors at the same time and the wide shot.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe you guys can finally see how small this place is. Yeah, everyone thinks it's big. It's not. It's
So
very
yes, look,
small.
welcome. Sorry for the delay, guys. I know there's not a lot of you, and maybe because of all the noise and the distractions, we're trying some new stuff and always trying to get technically savvy when we're trying to figure it out, but it doesn't work. So welcome to Splintered Spirits, the podcast hosted by yours truly, Gary, and my nephew John Santa from Santa Paranormal. John, welcome to Splintered Spirits on
What
this
is
Thursday.
going on, yo?
We had a hell of a week on social media, that is for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are following us, but man, we just blew up. Both Santa Paranormal and Splintered Spirits blew up on Instagram in the past week. I think I went from 200 followers to almost 20. I think I have almost as many followers on Insta as I do on TikTok now.
Wow.
And you are at you jumped from two grand to over 100 grand in like 36 hours.
Yeah, dude. It's. I think it right now. It's like 155, 156K, something like that. Might even be more.
That
You
is
know.
insane. I haven't even checked, which is
Uh,
wild. How
yeah.
like we
Why?
just had a hell of a blow up.
Uh,
So thank you for that, guys. You know, keep
yeah.
sharing, keep liking, keep subscribing, tell a friend. Um, it's really interesting, dude. And I'm looking at it, and I like Instagram, so I want to make the lives work over there. I got to figure out now why I'm getting that kind of reverb into everything, which I'll dick around with and test. Um, but what's what I'm starting to notice about TikTok, and I'm going to say it since we're not on there today. It's like TikTok doesn't work for you. You work for TikTok.
Yes.
And everything is designed for you to be secretly promote. It's not even so secret. It's just to make you think you're doing it for yourself, but you're really doing it for them.
You're
And if you don't
100%. You're
and
really
if you
doing this.
don't do it for them, you don't get pushed, you don't
Yep.
get the things. It's
Yep.
not
Yep.
it's all about them, which is
Yes.
very because of China. And
Yeah.
it's like, so that's and it feels very
It
much that
is.
way. You got to
It,
help.
it, it is. It really. It's all. It is all about them. And I've been saying it for years with them too. It's about how you look. They want a certain look. They want a certain type of way you speak. They want certain visuals. It is all about what they want, not
It's even
what you want.
dude, it's even beyond like how you look it's just sort of, I pull up the TikTok studio just now, which didn't work, and kept quitting, and it starts off like, don't forget you set your goals. Oh, you should be saying this. Hey, should you tell anybody about any place other than
Oh, that
TikTok?
TikTok. Yep.
It's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
it's so
Yeah.
weird. It's
Yeah.
so weird. So I'm hoping I would love to make YouTube and sort of Instagram the homes for at least Splintered Spirits, and Spotify and everywhere that podcasts are, and just not worry about that nonsense.
It's funny. I actually literally, well, not last night, because last night I was done. Um, the night before, I was on the phone with Netzel, and he said what I always said. and that we regret building everything on TikTok and not other platforms. Because I didn't start with YouTube or anything until the blackout, until we went dark for a bit. And then I'm like, you know what? Just in case,
Yeah.
and we were saying it, and it's so true. And if I feel that way, he feels that way. I can imagine how other creators that are solely on TikTok feel.
Well, the
You
thing
know?
about the thing about TikTok is honestly, it is when it comes to being a live creator like you are, the user interface couldn't be easier. It
Oh,
is
oh, it's a cut above. It's a
it
cut
is
above
definitely
everything.
it's a great for for a user, it is an absolutely wonderful platform. For
Yeah,
just an observer, for
yeah,
someone who absorbs and consumes content, it's fantastic. But
yeah,
for a creator, for a live creator, it's never you're literally can broadcast to the world in a push of a button, and it's
yeah.
simple.
Yep,
It doesn't get easier.
yeah,
For Instagram, I can't even find myself when I'm live. If you try to find a live on there, it's really hard. I think
yeah.
it's really difficult.
Yeah.
YouTube
Instagram's really hard. YouTube
is
is
getting better, but the shorts is it's not a place for shorts really yet.
no,
You
no.
know,
And with the lives, they have a lot to work on because a little drop in signal will make it go crazy. You can't see the chat. They did that on purpose. They want you to send super chats, but they did it on purpose. However, they should also think about maybe making, when somebody, signs up as a member on there, which is the equivalent of subscriptions on TikTok, you think they would make the members a little bigger in the chat so you can see them too. But it's YouTube's got a long way. They're getting there streaming wise, but they got a long way to go before it's anything that can compete with TikTok. And there's nothing that competes with TikTok. I'm sure right now in the chat, someone's like, favored, rainbow, kick, ah, ah. Say no. No.
yeah,
You could say it all you want. If you actually look at the numbers, there is nothing that competes with TikTok when it comes to going live.
right,
Nothing. There's
right,
nothing even in the ballpark. YouTube's getting close, but it's nowhere near close enough. So
yeah.
it definitely has a stranglehold on creators, you know. And what we have to do. I can't even say YouTube while I'm on
I
TikTok.
know that's the thing, right? You
I
can't
have to
even
say
say certain
YTs.
things.
Yeah. You will get, and their AI that's scanning through everything will it will jump on you real easy and say, your live is suppressed because you're promoting going off platform, or like some like you garbage like that. No,
Yeah, it's nuts.
it's yeah, it's
Well,
nuts.
look, we're not having that problem today because
No.
we're on YouTube. We're actually
Yeah.
on YouTube and Facebook today. And guess what? Now, if you feel like it, guys, you feel free to super chat Splintered Spirits. You can
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
right.
You can be a hero.
Yeah.
We like it. We like money at Splintered Spirits too to keep this thing going. Helps us
Yep,
get
yep.
better guests. Helps us get better equipment. Not that we pay our guests. I don't mean it like that, but it helps us find the time and the outreach to help us pursue better guests. All of that research is heavy, and it takes a consider. People don't get back to you right away, folks. Um, Speaking of guests, our last guest was Myra Rath with about past life regression, and then we had Heidi Kemper, who was absolutely fun. How fun was
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
man? She
yeah,
was a
yeah,
trip,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and that
yeah.
was our
Yeah.
last live. You can catch both of those out on YouTube and
Yeah.
Spotify. This week we dropped an old one, dude. Can you believe we shot that a year? We recorded that a year ago
It's so
at
crazy.
the cemetery. That's when you first talked about Edward, which is going to
Yeah.
be a good segue into what we're going to do today.
Yeah.
And then just as a reminder, next week we have author Joni Mahan, and I interviewed Joni Mahan where she's wrote a bunch of books. She was a friend of Sam, another author, psychic medium who we had on. And Joni's story isn't as fun as a lot of the others, man. She's considers just like her ability to communicate with spirits has been more of a curse in her life, and it's a little creepy, and it's really um it's almost like someone dealing and managing a curse. And it's a real different take in a similar idea of what spirits are and how people communicate with spirits, which is what this whole podcast is about. So That's going to be Tuesday. Take a listen. But anyway, back to Edward, the fireplace room. This space is kind of where a lot of it started. Yeah, John?
Yeah, this is so. I always say this is the third spot that I ever streamed from. The first two still being on this property, but this is the third spot that I ever streamed from and ended up becoming the main focal point of my documentation for about a year. About a year, maybe even more. We sat in here. I mean, we sat. I've done consecutive sessions, in this fireplace room. And the place has got a shit ton of history. Might as well talk about that for a minute.
Yeah,
If
please.
you guys were to take a look at back here, you will see a fireplace. Now, this fireplace looks a little strange. Why? Because it's been repaired. In the 1700s, it was all fieldstone. But by the time the British destroyed this place and Edward came in and built his home on the foundation, he had some repairs to do, hence the brick. So this place goes all if you're unsure about the fireplace or don't know exactly, this does go back to the 1700s. In the 1800s, I have no idea what Edward used this for. I have no idea. But I
What
get
do you
but
think? What do you think he used it for?
oh, I think he did a lot of horrible things in here. I've had spirits described getting lined up by the fireplace and just sacrificed and all sorts of crazy shit. The floor's hollow over here. There's a whole undercroft to this place that I don't even think I can get into. There's a whole sub basement here that who knows how deep and where it goes.
You
I know
haven't
for
tried
a
to figure
fact,
that. You haven't tried to figure that out yet.
dude. Let me tell you something. The last thing I do if I ever do leave here is I'm literally taking a sledgehammer to the fireplace because that's a collapsed tunnel. I've removed a brick and I sent a camera in there, like a plumber's camera or a contractor's camera.
What's
I
in it?
set
What'd you
one.
see?
Oh, it's a collapsed tunnel. You could just see all the debris, but you could see like spider webs and like shit moving like out of a movie.
Really?
Yeah, it looked like there was a couple coins too, but I couldn't really tell. I don't know if they were just pieces of metal or like yeah, there's stuff going on back there. So um I've removed one brick just to get an idea. You could feel air coming from it, which is wild because we're underground right now. Like this is like in fact, right here, like literally right where I'm at, back to the fireplace, is all the front steps of the building. So going towards the street.
So
So
that's the
it's
wall. That's the wall of the street. Okay.
man.
So we're going to show some fun stuff, I think, to the people today about some of the classics, some of the classic things. What was the first weird thing you saw in there? Like, what was the first? Let's since we're thinking about what we're going to show today, the first physical manifestation outside of the audio.
Okay, so the first thing that I ever saw it was actually when I was doing my eBay store, and I saw a figure, if you will, your classic like shadowed figure, and I saw it from the corner of my eye, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's just the dust in here, peripheral vision, and then I ended up seeing it again, and then I'm like, okay, no, there's definitely something down here. So that was like the first, but I just went about my business. I didn't, do anything different or get scared or anything like that. So yeah, that was like the first. And then when I was running my eBay store, I'd have some things move, things would be messed with. I'm like, okay, I know there's no way that fell on its own. That was secure, that was placed neatly. Like, so I've had stuff like that happening. And that was all before. That was all, that and this whole room was abandoned. This was like horrible. Like the way the abandoned side looks. So filled with you know, cobwebs and dust and just, grime and filth. And this original wall was painted, it was originally white and all the paint was flaking. So I ended up cleaning all this up. I restored all this and brought this back to its original look.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, originally. So no.
You got a lot of candles that have fallen back there.
I've had candles fall. I've had candles explode that I don't even remember happening. Like people saying, no, this happened on live. And then I had like live guests that would be down here when it would happen, and they'd have to remind me, "No, John, remember that time that candle exploded? Remember that time that candle got thrown off the?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," because things happen on and off camera too, on and off live. So,
Well,
but yeah, we've had candles fly off multiple times.
let's take a look at
Like,
this one. Let's take a look at this classic because I like this video because they warned you first.
yes.
They gave you a quick warning that they were going to break something. Let's check this out, guys.
Break it.
Snippy True player for real.
Elements and
Spooky. Oh shit! That scared the fucking shit out of me. Holy fuck! And a cat ball is going off over here. Spooky, thank you for fingering my heart.
I'm not.
What the fuck? Oh wait. Oh wait. Shit. Yeah.
That's crazy. And look, first of all, look at you. Look at that hairdo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was a great one.
That had to be 2022. It looks like by the 2022, maybe the beginning of 2023.
So now that wasn't the first. That wasn't the first candle fall, and you certainly feel like that's worth hey, this is just something that they do here.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Sometimes you would catch me off guard, like in that video. You're not. And then other times, when I used to try to keep this place like immaculately clean, because I used to try to keep this place like as clean as possible. I used to get pissed because the wax would go all over the place. And I'd start getting so there's other videos of me just getting so angry that they knocked one over because wax would go all over the place.
Wait, I think I got one of those. If I can
Oh
find it.
yeah. Yeah.
Where you get real upset.
Yeah. Because it's usually right after I got done cleaning. I cleaned up and then went live, and then all of a sudden one falls and wax goes all over. And it's like, come on.
Wait, I wonder if it's this one. Here, let me show everybody this one. Let's see. I think it's this. I think you might get mad in this. Let's see.
Oh, baby.
Original to the 1800s build, the 1860 build of this place, finished build. So that window just completely. Oh, here we fucking go. Spirits, are we really starting this? You literally just took out 3 candles in one shot.
Again.
No, you're not doing it again. Do not do it again, spirits. Do not do it again, please. Wax goes everywhere. It's such a pain in the ass to clean. Damn. Who is that, Zach? Zach, are you knocking down candles again? Even Eddie Boy doesn't do this.
Oh, shit.
No.
It was you? Who's you?
using this.
Spirit, who are you? Why did you knock down my candles?
Why are you here?
You start.
Oh, you're gonna start?
Take us with you.
Louder.
You know why I'm here.
Anyway, that's a guy
Yeah. That's just
fun.
classic back in the day fireplace room,
Now, who was Zach?
So Zach is definitely a spirit that, I don't know if he's still around, but he used to like to knock over candles. Like, he admitted that it was him doing it. We have no idea. I couldn't find anybody who named Zach who lived here in the building, so I don't know if it was maybe a hospital spirit or someone from before. But You know, he called himself Zach, and that's all we really knew. And his
Yeah.
mother Teresa too. He had his mother. It all started with him when we saw a woman in the mirror, and it was his mother. He claimed it was his mother, and he was upset that his mother was stuck in the mirror. And I actually have a video on my YouTube going all the way back, I think, to 2021 or 2022 about that. It was a private session. It's called Mother in the Mirror. It's actually it's a wild one. They're knocking over candles, and it
Man,
was
that's weird.
all
I haven't heard about Zach.
yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
when did that for you stop coming through?
Oh, well, I would have to say probably maybe 2023. This place really started to change. Like everything changed about it. We would hear spirits like I'm new here, or spirits wondering where they are, and it was like, wait a minute, like you don't know where you are, you're trapped here. And then we just noticed like a lot of the other spirits that would always come through stopped coming through, and we're getting new ones.
John, is there any
So,
rhyme or reason to the length of time a spirit sticks around or communicates with you?
no, no, I have no idea. Like no idea. Like that's like even like looking at all the data. Like I still like what makes, for example, what made so getting into Edward. What made Edward stay here for so long, and then all of a sudden now he's gone? What made Joseph Churchwell come through for so long the way he did, and then he left, and then he came back, and now he's not the same. Like he doesn't speak the same way. He's not as strong. Like what governs it? I don't know if it's one thing, if it's multiple different factors. If I had to take a guess, I'd say multiple different factors. It could be all sorts of reasons why things happen. I don't think it's one particular thing, but as for what those reasons are, I have no idea.
I have a question. What about what was the longest span of time since your discovery of Edward to when you were not in the fireplace room? Meaning, all right, you go down there. Were you going down there every night, every other night, once a
Every night,
week? You
every
were going
night,
down
yeah,
there
yeah,
every
every
night,
night.
and you had Edward there, and then you started to
Yep.
slow down a bit. And then, what was the longest stretch when Edward was a regular that you would not be in the fireplace room or in that area?
Oh, months,
So
months,
you've been gone. You've not been in the fireplace room for months,
months, and
and
then
then
come back,
he's still
and
been there.
he's here. Yes, yes,
Now, after that ban you had, you took some time off from there, yeah?
yes,
Now,
yeah. It
I'm
was.
not.
It
Now,
was.
was that when you say you were off for months? Does that mean you never went in there, or you just never streamed from there?
No, I'd come in here still for various things, but
Oh,
I wouldn't
okay.
spend. But I wouldn't spend any more than like 5 minutes in here. You
And
know.
when you were banned, did you still go in there
No, I don't. I can't remember. I don't think so.
after that last ban?
Yeah, yeah, I don't think so. I think I was like, yeah, I'm done. I was pretty
Well,
anti this place after that.
I mean, look, here I am. I'm talking. Let's talk a little bit about energy and the need for energy. Is there a possible connection that your absence for an extended period of time after that ban caused his need or this spirit's energy or ability to be fed? Could that be a thing?
I mean, listen, anything's possible,
Sure.
right? Anything's possible in this. Probable. Seeing the fact that I have left before and have come back, and he's been here, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it has to do with me. But here's the other thing too. I've since realizing that Edward isn't here, I've done 3 streams in here and nothing still. And I'm gonna do one tonight in here. We're doing the fireplace room tonight. Leading from this. Um,
Do you like it? Does the overall vibe of the place feel better, or does it?
no, no,
No.
the vibe doesn't feel better. It's
Oh,
just
that's
great.
weird.
Not it's just great not listening to Edward, talk shit.
Well, well, he was probably a major force for a negative vibe. So why do you think there's still a
Uh,
bad vibe in there?
because it's just this place, you know. Edward was more. It wasn't just the only stain, if you will. The Spanish flu, the experimental hospital, everything that happened before when this was an outpost, which we have very little history on.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting, dude.
So
So we
yeah,
had, but you don't think Edward was the one knocking things over? You think there were other spirits knock things over?
I think there were definitely other spirits knocking things over, but I wouldn't put it past Edward if he had his hand in that or was knocking things over as well.
Now, John, tell us why you don't think that it was just, you know, heat and melted wax that knocked those candles over.
So the very, very simple fact is some of them, and I don't know if you have all the videos. There's even one video where I even straight up say, "Hey guys, I melted the bottom of the candle and stuck it down so it won't get knocked over." And then all of a sudden, one of the spirits just knock it right over, and I'm just like, come on, really? So, I do pretty well to make sure they are balanced, to make sure they're not going to tip over. I put them right in the sweet spots, if you will, so they don't go flying off. And yeah, and most of the time when they do fall over, if they are a little uneven with wax, they'll actually fall over rather than forward
Huh.
because of the way the fireplace is pitched.
All right. Well, tell me then, what the hell knocked this thing over? Look at this young man.
Edward.
Look at this young man.
Yeah.
With the cat balls. Shit.
Are you okay? Going. Run away.
Well,
Above.
they didn't like that very much. That's for goddamn sure.
Look at your
They
name,
did
Wesley.
not like that very much.
24. Why am I here? Close.
All right, so a couple things real quick,
No
because some of you
points
might be confused about this video. First off, that wasn't a disembodied voice you heard say shit. Okay, because I know you can hear that. That was my friend Laura. You guys know I have my driver Matt. That's her boyfriend, right? So and she's my friend. And so she was there with me that night when those fell over. And I'm so happy that she didn't get freaked out and run out screaming. She waited to see what my reaction was before she.
Sure.
So I had an actual human being in there that night with me when those fell over, right? The second thing is it looks like a different interface because it is. It's not TikTok. That was on Clapper. That was one of the times I was banned, because remember I used to get banned on TikTok all the time, and I had to go on Clapper to do the session because I wasn't allowed on TikTok. And yeah, it was under Wesley Manor, not Santa Paranormal. So that's how far back that video goes.
The CCP does not like your actions, young sir. The chairman does not approve.
Nope. They thought I was going to be a Manchurian candidate, but
Oh my god,
they're trying to snuff me out real quick.
dude.
But yeah,
that's crazy.
so now in that video, let's talk about in the video, you hear the same voice, right? The app's the same voice, believe it or not. That was GhostTube original before they upgraded and they had a dynamic setting. So every spirit sounded the same, kind of like the way Necrometer does it, right? Every spirit sounded the same. So that's why it was that same continuous voice. And that mirror that fell ended up taking out two other mirrors, including the one from the Goat Man video, which I think you spoke about. And that Goat Man and that mirror used to catch so many different spirits in it, and the spirits just took it right out in one shot.
So here, let me show everybody this Goat Man video that you sent me. I think this is the one, so they get a look at it. What we're talking about here, not to be confused with Spoon Man. This is Goat Man.
The Mirror of the Manor live audience capture. The Goat Man.
Oh yeah, look at that. Man, I missed that.
Another layered face. Mirror of the Manor live audience capture.
Show it one more time for everybody.
Entity of the mirror.
Oh yeah. That video goes into the multiverse. By the way.
What does that mean?
That entity claimed to be me from another universe.
This?
That.
Wait a minute. What is
Like-
it? What are you highlighting here? This pink thing or this?
No,
hood?
no. I don't know what the pink thing is. If you look at it almost looks like it's eating or breathing it out. If you look at the hood and you look at the figure, if you look in the face, you see a skull.
Yes, it looks like a skull here. Yes.
It looks like a skull. Now that entity claimed to be me from another universe back in the day. So go figure. I guess like an evil version of me.
Do you see the face? Looks like a skull. Void. Empty. Right. And then the Goat Man, though, when let me just go back to the Goat Man. So let's go back to. So these two little you see these two little dots on the top? Is that the eyes, or you?
That's supposed to be the eyes. Yep, and you can see the horns above that. Now the Goat Man is an entity that is many people have seen it. So I don't think it's that particular entity is actually the Goat Man. I just think it's an entity that personifies itself as that. If that makes any sense, because multiple people have seen Goat Men before. So I don't think this is the same Goat Man seen in other locations. I think this is a particular entity that was here or is still here. Who knows? That was years ago.
Got it. Can you guys see my cursor on here so you can see what I'm pointing at? I think you can. So these two little dots are eyes. I think this is what he's referring to as horns right here. Right? And
Yep,
then,
yep, yep.
Legs down here. It's like this is Goat Man. Goat Man.
So, and you know, those who've been following for a while know there's tons of other things that have been caught in these mirrors in the past. So, you know,
And now that mirror, I guess we went out of order. Like we were not linear here. That mirror is then something that destroyed when that thing fell over.
Yeah, when that other mirror fell over.
Oh.
That mirror got including the original door mirror. You see this mirror I have here?
Yes.
This is a door from the 1930 build, when this place became an apartment building. They swapped out all the doors for these door mirrors in the 30s. I had another one that the spirits ended up destroying in that video. It takes out all three of the mirrors. The one that fell, the one that the Goat Man was caught in, and then the original door mirror.
That is it's a lot of bad luck.
Yeah. I don't feel it though.
Yeah,
Not yet anyway.
Well,
and technically I didn't break any of them, you know.
Right, that's what I mean. Exactly. Technically you did not break any of those mirrors.
But they would threaten to destroy these mirrors all the time. You know, I got the videos of them shaking, them trying to move them, all sorts of things. You know, it's just something that they were threatening for a while and finally did.
What is the future of the fireplace room holds here, John?
You know, that's a great question. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I mean, listen, strategically, I would want multiple places in the winter for when the weather's bad, right? And this place still, to anybody doing the paranormal, is a gold mine, right? You're streaming here enough, you're gonna catch something. Mm-hmm. Something is gonna happen. Something is gonna pop off. So, you know, I don't want to get rid of this place, but I definitely don't want to be stuck here. So I'm going to try to
Right.
have, well, the business is going to try to hold on to it as long as we can, and if I can't, if I got to
Right.
start trimming the fat, you best bet this place is gone. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Sure.
I'd rather get rid of this place than the tower just because I don't like this place.
Do you think that's the most haunted place in town?
Oh, that's a great question. That is a great question. In the 2.5 square miles, yes. Yes, hands down. I do. I think it's a toss up between this place. It's a toss up between the factory and maybe the old Horton School, which is now Town Hall.
What?
There was an old school on Midland Avenue that they ended up making the town hall.
What do you mean,
And
City Hall? What's Town
yeah,
Hall? What are you talking about?
the town hall in the area.
You mean like where's City Hall?
Yeah. So, well, we're not a city here. So this nearest city hall is
You know what I
Rye.
meant. Is that
Yeah.
is that what you're talking about? And that's on
Yeah,
Midland? I
yeah,
don't, is it always been there?
it's this. No, before that it was on Pearl Street. Before that it was right near the tower, and then the building had a bad fire or flood or something happened to the building, and they ended up having to move.
Where's the police station?
That's on North Main,
And where's the courthouse?
also on North Main. It's one and the same.
Man, I'm
So
blanking. I'm just
yeah,
blanking
yeah.
on the whole thing.
North Main is if you're going to Greenwich,
Right.
like the Greenwich border over there. That's
Yeah.
North Main, right? And then that's
Towards
where the police station.
Is there still a Carvel over there? Like towards Carvel?
Yes, the Carvel. So that's the only Carvel left in town.
That might be the only. Is that the only Carvel left in the?
It might be. No, there's one in Mamaroneck too.
Is there really?
Dude, that's another. Dude, I'd love to go to Mamaroneck with all the old because they were incorporated in the 1600s. The town of Mamaroneck said that if they ever caught me at any of their cemeteries or any of their historical spots, that they would arrest me on the spot.
They
Mamaroneck
did.
Mamaroneck wants nothing to do with anything paranormal. They straight up told me, because I inquired. I'm like, hey, I'd like to do this. I'd like to do that. And they straight up said, we want nothing to do with the paranormal. And if we see you, we will, we'll get you arrested on spot. And I'm like,
Wow.
the hell?
Hollywood Forever turned me down too.
Did they really?
Yeah, they don't want any paranormal. I mean, you can go there and watch a horror movie literally on a mausoleum wall, but you can't do paranormal stuff. It freaks them out. It freaks people out.
Yeah.
They do a big, you can go, they have a big, really big Day of the Dead.
The Dead Festival, right? Yeah.
Like the Day of the Dead right before Halloween there, and it's like vendors and music. It's jumping, dude. It's so fun. But, all over, you can walk around the cemetery at night. You can sit there. You're walking on graves. But if I start trying to talk to one, not a chance. They don't want him if I can't film it.
They don't want it, right?
I
They
tried.
don't want it.
I tried.
Yeah.
I begged. But
yeah,
nope.
A lot of places are like that. They're just so like, anti-paranormal. They don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. They don't want the stigma.
Yeah.
It's like, it is what it is.
That's wild.
Well,
at least you got Sleepy Hollow over there to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. Well, dude, what happened with Sleepy Hollow is, I haven't been to Sleepy Hollow in forever. I was going to do a whole thing with them, and then they try to get somebody to do it instead. And I guess it backfired on them and something bad happened. And then they want nothing to do with it. Like literally my last email, because I was so professional, until my last email to them. That's when I was just like, so wait a minute, you're telling me that you tried to emulate what I do. You tried to rip me off. You got fucked. And now you want nothing to do with anything.
Sounds professional when you say it like that.
That's literally what I sent to the last thing I sent to them after they told me that, and they never got back to me. And I was like, Next time I go there, I'm just gonna go. Well, that and I had.
I don't
the
know.
whole
I don't know
rock-
if writing "got fucked" is the best
Yeah, yeah.
professional.
Dude, I had it up to here. I was playing. I was being so nice. We were going back and forth. You know, when you realize there's no, you know, I was like, all right, that's it. Well, then I had the whole Rockefeller issue. The whole, going up to the mausoleum and knocking on the mausoleum door, and then they got in contact with me, and they were like, "Hey, listen, thank you so much to the representation of that family for not asking me to take the videos down. I appreciate that, and I still
Sure.
do, and I will keep that word and not,
Yeah.
not go up to that mausoleum ever again." It was great, dude. We started talking money with one of the Rockefellers.
Wow.
That was great. I was asking for financial advice.
All right, so we're adding Gettysburg to the repertoire for documentation for yourself.
Yes,
That's a
going
good
back in
ad.
November.
That's a good ad. A good add
Yep.
on. What's happening? Any movement with the Capitol? How about studying that place?
Capital's going to be in the winter.
Okay.
That's going to be once the weather starts getting cold. It's going to be one of the spots. I'm going to end up doing when it's just look ahead in the weather, hit them up, be like, hey, does this date work? It's going to be super cold and windy. It would be perfect if I'm inside. So that's going to
Right.
be definitely in the winter.
Okay.
Winter location, winter locale.
Any other local spots you have never hit that you need to hit that you want to hit?
So
Right?
yeah,
Our high school.
I've contacted a local museum.
There's a museum.
There's a
Locally?
museum. Well, this is in Connecticut.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is in because I'm at the border of New York and Connecticut.
Yeah.
So
We don't. It's like, what the hell's in our museum?
yeah, a local museum.
What would do? First of all, time out. What would possibly make the cut for an our town museum?
Probably
Hey,
corrupt
this is
ledger
the-
books.
This is a cheeseburger that so and so dropped in the street. Forgot to finish eating it.
Yeah, right.
What's his name? Janis Joplin was. This is a cigarette butt that she once used.
Yep.
On her way through town.
Yeah,
there's a
she might have
heroin
spit
needle
and put it out.
Yeah, here's a heroin needle from so and so, and they visited.
Yep.
What is
Here's a black and white photo of a crack deal gone bad.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Oh, this represents the '80s. Here's a pair of like Cavaricis.
Yeah, right. Here's what's it called? Here's hey, this just came out of somebody's fucking car window. We don't know what it is. We don't know why they threw it out.
I mean, it would be the worst museum.
Yeah.
Ever.
Oh, yeah.
Like what kind of?
No,
I don't even know. What a stupid thing. So of course, where is it? Like in Greenwich? Is this there?
Yeah,
Is that the museum?
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Will Greenwich let you go? Will Greenwich let you hang out over there?
So I actually have a meeting with them next week. I have a meeting with their historical society. I'm gonna explain what I do, how I do it, show them examples. Let them know I'll play by their rules.
I hope you wear.
As long as it doesn't affect my document.
I hope you wear sleeves at this meeting. Yeah. It'd be great if you got that tooth fixed. It's gonna help you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a chicle in there just for the.
Put a chiclet in that fucking tooth.
Yeah, just for the. I'm gonna get fangs, dude. I decided I'm gonna knock out the other one and get fangs put in. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Either way, if you're trying to instill confidence, I think it would help to wear sleeves and have teeth. I'm just saying.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Well, that's the thing. I'm not trying to distill confidence. I'm just I don't need the confidence. I just need them to know that I'm serious, and I'd like them to be serious. So that's the biggest thing when doing this. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has to do with make no mistake, document. I document.
I know, but I'm just telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it'll eventually.
That's the first hurdle.
It'll help you though, dude.
Yeah,
it will when you walk in on a meeting and it's like if you don't look homeless, they'll be like, okay, he doesn't know what he's doing, and it's like, and then they know that this is for this, and you just
everybody. My uncle thinks I look homeless.
Yes, I do at times.
Yes,
at times.
Yes, at times. I'm a homeless.
If you're going to a business meeting, I mean, you should see this kid when he cleans up. It's super handsome.
So trust me, I got it all taken care of.
All right.
That's not even the number one hurdle is saying, hey, I document the paranormal, and I'm serious about this. That's the biggest hurdle,
Sure,
because
of
especially
course.
with historical societies, they're just like, wait, what? Like, we don't believe in this. We want nothing to do with this. Every other historical
We should
society
think
I've
about a
come
way.
across.
Well, look, we should figure out a way to phrase it so that they understand what the lens is, right? I mean, there's probably a
Yeah.
better
Oh,
way
I
to
do.
explain it.
I break it down to them. I break because they have questions. I break it down to them and whatnot, and it's just all about, basically it's all about them understanding that I'm willing to follow their rules, and but I'd like to know what those rules are, because if those rules affect my documentation, then it's not going to work out, and that's fine. There's been places I've turned down,
Tell me
saying,
one.
hey, we need
What
this, we need that.
what wouldn't they let you do?
What did I turn down? I turned down the Colonial House in Lions Park, because they wanted to go they wanted to go through all of my live footage, like some places do, before I posted it. They would only give me like an hour. It was all, and I needed somebody there with me, like not even like waiting on the property, like somebody in the room with me. I needed to be accompanied, chauffeured, if you will. And it's just like, ugh, I don't need some stick in the mud standing there or starting to get involved asking questions, ruining the documenting. So I turned him down. And there's been other times over the years too, of other places where I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to work out.
So they wanted.
So,
So I mean, who would have been that person? I mean, you're out there at like
and that's the other problem too.
1 in the
Yeah, who's going
morning.
to be that person? Like, and how annoying are they going to get? What if they
I mean,
hear
why can't
something that
what are they concerned about? Isn't it like, listen, I'll put down, do you need a security deposit, or is it like, what are they worried about damage?
these places don't even a lot of these places don't even care about money. They care more about their image. And then I just want to turn to them and be like, well, you're not going to really have an image
What
until
what image do they
what
think they have?
you'd be surprised. When it comes to small town politics, people think their little piece is like the size of the Empire State Building, and it's just like, you ain't
Right.
shit. No one's
They
gonna
can't.
know,
Right. They can't see it past their bubble for sure.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
get
yeah,
that.
yeah. They can't. Nobody sees past their bubble when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm always dealing with that and being like, hey, it's I've tried to throw some money at places. They want nothing to do with it. You know, they want nothing to do with it. I
Could you
tried that
go in?
route too.
Could you go in and not like say where you are, just like the undisclosed location, and be, listen, I'm not going to tell people where I am. And then
Yeah,
I'll get into
I see the problem is I do that with so many spots. These spots that I go to, I want them to have a name.
I see.
I want them to have a name. Like, there's enough spots that I go to where I'm like, oh yeah, we're not telling you where I'm at. We're not telling you where I'm at. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm at. But spots, if they have a name and I can say that name, it's just better for it's more legit at the end of the day too. You know, like
I'd like
this
to see.
place, I
I'd like
can't.
to see in. I'd like to
Yeah,
see in New York City in some spots.
uh, yeah. I've done the Algonquin Hotel is wild. Like,
Yeah.
that was just insane. But a lot of people didn't really understand what was going on there. They didn't know who the Vicious Circle was. They didn't understand that, like, Broadway, 1910, 1920, 1930, like, mentality, like what was coming through there, and just
What do
it
you mean,
was
people? You
wild.
mean the audience?
Yeah, the audience. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, my core knew what it was about, but like, that's not like a view grabber. Someone's gonna go there and be like, oh, who gives a shit who the perfect the vicious circle is. You get what I'm saying? Like, people,
I get it.
I loved it. I thought it was great. The problem is that the response from the people compared to how much it costs to get in there,
Dude, Henry Ford
didn't
said once.
it
Listen, don't
didn't
worry about the
it
people.
didn't
Henry
work.
Ford, as Henry Ford said, if you ask the people what they want, they'd say a faster horse.
Yes.
You
Yes.
understand
No,
what I'm
yeah, but
saying? You
but that's
understand?
not what I'm. Yeah, but you're missing what I'm saying.
They
I
don't
am
know what
not
they.
talking about.
They
I'm
don't know
not
what they
talking
want.
about what No. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, okay, for example, if I spend $2,000 on a location and 150 people watch it and I make $100, what does that mean? That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it just
If
didn't work.
nobody knows what I'm doing there and it makes absolutely nothing and I eat that, don't even bust even. Because that's what you hope for. You hope to bust even with things.
Well, it's not.
You
Well,
know, if
but
you make a little,
yeah, right. It's not a big
that's what
enough.
I'm talking
Well, it's
about.
not.
I
It's
can
not. You have to promote it. It's
you
not enough. It's not enough of a draw, I guess.
exactly. And you can't even, you can never ask the people, don't disrespect guys. You can never ask the people. I've asked them questions full knowing the answer and they've just said the wackiest stuff. So, and you can't, you
Well,
know what I'm
listen. I
saying?
love the people, but
Yeah.
it's everybody. The individual is great. The mob is not. You know what I mean?
Oh, the mob mentality can be
The
so
mob. It's like
brutal.
so. All you
Oh,
fans on your own are great. Together, you're a mess.
oh,
I'm kidding.
oh, man.
Yeah. Except for
Sometimes it can
Brian the
just,
Mod from Pennsylvania. That guy. He's trouble
yeah,
all
yeah,
around.
yeah,
With
yeah.
the group,
Brian
without the
Tender's
group.
good. Brian Tender's good. Brian Tender's good.
BT
But yeah,
Hood.
no, the mob
I'm
mentality
teasing,
can
Brian.
get. Yeah, you get like for example, if you
Yeah.
get, I'll give you a prime example where it drives me nuts, and everybody knows this. You get somebody comes in and goes, "Huh, my health is just so not good today," and then the next person, and then the next person, and the next thing you know, the entire chat is so fucking depressing that anybody who is thinking about offing themselves is definitely going to now.
Oh my god.
You know what
Dude,
I mean?
oh,
Like,
listen, the worst. Reddit's the worst. So we're on Reddit. Where if you're not following or joining our community on Reddit for Splintered Spirits, please do because it's fun to sort of have those conversations, right? And I put on there, I joined a past lives subreddit because of all the past life stuff we did last week, and I wanted to post and promote. And I wrote down a question, right? So I didn't start by dropping a link because a lot of these mods on those things, you want to talk about tough mods, like they just, I've been banned from 2 subreddits, but at least 2. So anyway, I posed a question like, hey, I'm curious what these audience thinks of the Akashic Records. Do you think it looks like a library? Do you think it looks like a giant book with all your secrets? Or does it look like the TVG, the TVA from Marvel, the Marvel universe? And and people were responding, right? Like, I know I've done this. I think it looks like a library. Oh, when I did it, I saw scrolls. Oh, I saw it like this. And then someone wrote, well, we can't even prove this exists. And like, I had to take a minute and I did respond because look, I'm going to respond. And I said, hey, listen, man, you know, we're talking about fringe science and things paranormal. So no one can prove anything that exists. So saying that is so wildly unhelpful to the conversation. I said, I am writing in the past lives subreddit, asking the community of the past lives subreddit what they think of this. And I care about what they think of this. For you to write that is so ridiculous, and it's just unhelpful. And I said, let me say this: being contrarian is not a sign of intelligence. So have a good day, right? And it's just people just have to be difficult and say different things just to get.
oh, of course.
But anyway, it's that whole thing, right? You're just sitting there listening to people, and they have to jump in and they have to chime in. And in a way that is, dude, what are you doing here? It's like, listen, guys, you're watching a live right now called Splintered Spirits with 2 dicks talking about ghosts. If you come in here and start saying ghosts aren't real, and
that's my favorite.
It's like, what are you doing with yourself? Like what? Go somewhere. Like, why? Are you really that lonely?
One of my favorite things to do when these people come in and they say ghosts don't exist is this is a great way to end it, right? Sure. When somebody comes into the chat now and says spirits don't exist, I literally turn to him and say, hey, you know what, you might be right, but I was laying with your mother last night and we were talking about it, dude. And we had another troll come in that said something that got me like not pissed, but made me go, oh shit. Like the way they worded something, they worded it as if they were on an agenda against like people like myself.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
grouped me in with a group of people, and I'm like, yo,
yeah.
how many people do you go and harass at night because you disagree with what they're doing?
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that is so unhealthy mentally. I was like, I feel bad for you, but your brain is shot.
Your brain is shot. It is
Yeah.
really something else. All right, man. What are we talking about? What harm has any of this caused anybody? It's so
It's true.
absurd to me. So yeah, it's like, we don't mean to group all of you fans in with that, but sometimes it happens.
Sometimes it happens.
But we love you
Yeah.
all. We just don't love you all together.
Yeah. Yep. Don't love you all together. Yep.
Sorry, I'm kidding. I joke.
I don't. I don't.
Well, John, look, we hit an hour here. I know we got other things to do.
Yeah. Yep.
Guys, as a reminder, please, if you're new or you're listening, or if you're watching here on Facebook, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Splintered Spirits wherever you get your podcasts, especially on YouTube and Spotify. We have an author, medium, a clairaudient. She actually, she experiences spirit by hearing it. Her name is Joni Mahan, who's going to be the interview for next Tuesday's drop. And again, if you missed the beginning of this episode where I talk about it, her whole experience with ghost communication is not a fun one. She ain't laughing like we're laughing. She's it is a curse and a scary life that she leads, and it's for her, which I find interesting because it's not we've never spoken to somebody like that who really sort of has a, I don't know. It's like I asked, like, why do you still do this, man? Like, why are you still doing it? And there isn't like a sort of a morbid attraction to it for her. As she's trying to, she has to balance her life with it. She has no choice other than to balance her life around it, and keep doing it until she gets better at it. But it's anyway, it's a really interesting one. That'll be Tuesday's drop, and we are going to be re-releasing. Speaking of the fireplace room, that was episode 8. We just re-released episode 2. Episode 8, we have that's almost 2 hours long. So that'll be less edited with video. That'll be a great one. We'll be re-dropping.
Is that the one when shit was flying down in here?
That's in the planchette. That's when Kathy's in there with you in the planchette. Yep. So I'm going through that right now to get that one ready for a re-drop. And look, a lot more to come. A lot of great guests coming through October, and we thank you guys for listening. You helped us hit that first 1,000 mark, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Really, you guys rock. Yeah,
awesome. All right, folks.
Well,
that's it for today. Glad you can see you all. Thank you so much for coming, John. It's good to talk to you. I will talk to you later.
Always, you got it.
All right, my man. We'll call it a day, everyone. Peace out. Have a good, long, fun weekend.